This conference will now be recorded.
Hey guys, welcome back to Naveen Automation Labs. This is Naveen here and wish you all a very happy new year 2020 once again. And back to the Selenium series, Selenium interview question series. So we have already covered part one. Now this is part two. And in this particular part two, we will be covering some important interview questions for commands, what are different Selenium methods, commands, or APIs are available. So without wasting our time, the next question is, what are the different steps to create a simple WebDriver script? This is simple basic question people might ask you. So don't get confused. You have to write the code, something like this, that launch the Firefox or Google Chrome by creating the, okay, not the WebDriver object. We cannot create the WebDriver object. This is wrong. So we have to initialize the WebDriver reference. Okay, creating the reference pointing to Chrome driver class. Okay, either Chrome driver or Firefox driver class. So make sure Firefox and Google Chrome both are in capital letter. So I'm not writing the code in front of you guys, but see, this is the thing that you have to explain like this. One second. A driver class. So what do we have to do? So simple code. I'll show you. This is the code that let me minimize this to 12. Yeah. So simple WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver. But before that, we have to use what? We have to use um, okay, Geeko driver, and we have to use Chrome driver.exe file. Okay, so there are two options. Either you can pass the system.set property webdriver.chrome.driver and webdriver.geeko.driver. You can simply write it. And if you don't want to write it, you can simply use WebDriver Manager, that is Bonnie Gracia API that I've already explained you guys in my videos. Both of either of them you can use it, right? But remember this particular line, guys. In the same line, there are multiple interview questions. First of all, don't say WebDriver is a class. WebDriver is an interface, and we cannot create the object of interface. I just recorrected it. Okay, so WebDriver is not an WebDriver is a class, not sorry. WebDriver is an interface, not a class, and we cannot create the object of interface. So what we have to do, but this reference can point to the child class object according to Java, right? So this is called a topcasting or upcasting, or we can say dynamic polymorphism also. That new Firefox a driver, a dynamic binding, we can do that, right? So new Firefox driver is an object. This is the object. The right hand side is the object, and Firefox driver is the class, which is referred by WebDriver reference variable. We cannot create the object of interface, but we can create the reference. Remember this thing, okay? So, and WebDriver is an interface, and never say driver is the object. I have seen a lot of people say that, okay, driver is the object. No, driver is not the object. Driver is the object reference name, and this guy is the object. The right hand side line is the object, okay? And after that, simple, whatever the URL is there and string, just need to pass the URL to driver.get. If you really want to provide any implicitly weight, that I'll tell you later. And then you simple print something, and driver.close is to close the browser. Simple, right? So first of all, they will ask you Firefox driver, what do you mean by Firefox driver? It's a class on interface. So answer is Firefox driver is a Java class and it implements the WebDriver interface. Remember, right? Then the next question is, which is the super interface of Selenium WebDriver? And the answer is search context is the super interface, okay, of the WebDriver interface. Like this, you can simply say that, and it's the external interface which has only two methods: find element and find elements method, right guys? So these two methods are coming from search context. So it's the external interface which has only two methods: find element and find elements, right? In fact, if you really want to check, you can check on their Java documentation also. So if you really want me to check quickly, I'll show you. This is the thing. One second. So it's always good that, okay, Selenium Java doc, and okay, I'll go to hq.org, the previous site, and on this particular hq.org they have recently changed. And if you go to the WebDriver, see, it's clearly written. If you go to their Java doc, not here, just a second, we'll do one thing. Selenium WebDriver. I want to see their Java documentation. Okay, let me do one thing. Okay, we'll go to any Java. Yeah, this is a kind of Java documentation, and you can see that WebDriver is an interface over here. You can see, and it is okay. The parent of this WebDriver interface is search context, right? And in this particular WebDriver interface, you will see all these methods: close, find by, find elements, get current URL, and all these methods are available over here. So method prototypes are defined over here, and then you go to search context, and in this particular search context you will see only these two methods: find elements, which will return list of web element, and only find element, which will return only okay web element. So only these two methods are available, and this is the parent interface of WebDriver interface. And WebDriver interface is implemented by different classes, as I told you earlier: Chrome driver class, Firefox driver class, and all these things, right? Okay, then what does the meaning of this driver equal to new Firefox driver or new Chrome driver? It means somewhere they have written the constructor, so default constructor will be called, and inside that particular constructor, okay, the launch browser code is written, right? So it means the driver is a variable type of WebDriver interface that I have already told you, and because of this line, the specific browser will be launched. If you are writing Firefox driver, then Firefox will be launched. If you are writing Safari, Safari will be launched, and respective other browsers will be launched according to their driver classes, right? Then it's written that why do we create a reference variable of type WebDriver, not the actual browser type? Yeah, it's a very important question. That okay, why you always write like this: WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver? Okay, but the problem is with this particular line, you can write it like this also: Firefox driver equal to new Firefox driver. But this will work only for Firefox. See, this approach is right. It will work, everything is fine, not an issue with that. But the only problem is it will work only for Firefox. If you really want to tomorrow, let's see, the same driver will be okay, will be pointing to the Chrome driver or Firefox or Safari or Internet Explorer or Opera. The same driver can be used. Otherwise, what will happen if you are using this particular approach? Tomorrow you want to execute your script, let's see, with Chrome. In that case, again you have to comment this line, and again you have to write Chrome driver equal to new Chrome driver. So in this particular case, we don't need to write it like this. So I'll show you the code also. See, I'll show you. I have recently started in my training batch a similar kind of code, not like, sorry. See, this is something very important, guys. So see how exactly we can initialize the browser with different. Let's see. This is very simple, basic code I have written. I'm not reading any properties, okay, from the properties file. Simple. Let's see, browser name is equal to Chrome. In that case, so what will happen if browser name is equal to Chrome? Okay, initialize your set property. Okay, the environment variable WebDriver Chrome.driver and Chrome driver.exe file path, and driver equal to new Chrome driver. And this is a driver I have declared at the class level, at the global level. And the same driver is pointing to Chrome driver if the browser name is equal to Chrome. Now this browser name is coming from where? It may come from your Excel file, your XML file, your properties file, from anywhere, right? And driver equal to new Chrome driver, and driver equal to new Firefox driver. Same driver is pointing to Safari, same driver is pointing to Internet Explorer. So this is the right way of writing the driver equal to new Chrome driver, right? Otherwise, what will happen if you're writing only Firefox driver equal to new Firefox driver? It will point only for Firefox. It will work only for Firefox, right? So this is the right way of writing the code. You can use a switch case statement also over here, or you can simply write if else condition also over here. Okay, perfect. So next question is that very important question, that how do you pass the credentials, okay, to an authentication pop-up in Selenium? So you just need to pass the credentials like this. Okay, let's see, this is a URL after http colon user ID and passcode at somesite.com. Okay, like this. If you really want to see the practical example, I can show you. So this is the right way of showing the examples, guys. So I can show you right away. See, I have almost all the classes available with me. So authentication pop-up like this. So let's say this is the username password, admin and admin. So you can append like this username and then the password, right? And then the URL. If any authentication pop-up is coming, something like this. So I'll show you what do you mean by authentication pop-up. Authentication pop-up means this is the pop-up I'm talking about. When you hit this particular URL, you are getting username password. Now you cannot inspect these guys, so you cannot get ID, XPath, or CSS selector, right? So you have to enter admin and then admin, but you cannot admin because this is a pop-up, and Selenium cannot handle, okay, cannot enter such values like this on these kind of pop-ups. So what we have to do, the alternative is you just pass admin along with the URL like this, or you can directly write the username password like this also. Whatever the username password, at the rate www.com or whatever it's there, or you can create two strings, admin username password, and pass append these two strings over here as well. Okay, like this also you guys can do it, because tomorrow password, let's say admin, or password is something like this, admin at the rate 123. So this will work over here as well like this. Okay, so this is the concept of passing the credentials to an authentication pop-up in Selenium, right? Okay, then what are the different exceptions available in Selenium? This is a very important thing. Around 7 to 8 different exceptions are available, guys, but you need to remember what do you mean by timeout exception, what do you mean by no such element exception, element not visible exception, stale element exception. So all these exceptions theory are already available on my YouTube channel. I have already created. You just go to exception in Selenium, search with Naveen, exception in Selenium Naveen. So popular common Selenium extensions are written over here. So I have already explained everything over here. Okay, and you can see that, I don't know, the link is given in the description or not, but I'll show you. Okay, so you guys can go and then you can check this particular video, and this video is having almost all the exceptions explanation about element not found exception, timeout exception, and everything. And if you really want to go to check it on Google, you simply write different exceptions in Selenium. Okay, so there is a, not this, okay, common exception in Selenium. It's their official site, it's written over there. Okay, I'll share in the link. Not this. Okay, common exception in WebDriver. It's there and on their official documentation actually. Okay, or maybe you can check it on Browser Stack. It's 2019 post. So these are the common exceptions are available, guys. You can check it over here. You can see element not visible exception, element not selectable exception, no such element, no such frame, no alert, no such window. Okay, like this. So check it over here. Important one is no such, okay, no such element exception. When WebDriver is not able to determine the element during runtime, it means whenever you are performing any find by method cannot find a particular component, in that case you will be getting no such element exception, right? So please go through it and go through this particular video as well. Okay, popular common Selenium exceptions. So I have already explained each and every exception with detailed, with different examples, so you can have a look over here. Okay, it's very important interview question, guys. Now what do you know about an exception test in Selenium? So something exception, like exception is a special exception when that occurs in a test class. Suppose we have created a class that throw an exception like this. Okay, element not visible exception, element not found exception, something like this. Okay, so the question is, what do you know about an exception test in Selenium? So you can write actual exception is equal to this. Okay, or expected exception is equal to whatever the exception name is there. You can directly write it over here like this. Okay, so this is the important interview question about the exceptions in Selenium. Now, how is an assert different from verify? And the question is, what is the difference between assert and verify? So guys, remember always, whenever you are writing any code, okay, let's see, I'll show you. Okay, so this is the code that you are writing, and 100 lines of code you have written. But let's see at line number 3, this particular line number 3 is giving an exception. Okay, and this line number 3 is written with assertion. A means assertion. Assert dot assert equals, or any J unit assertion you have written, right? If you're using Java. If assertion is getting failed, in that case, these two lines or number of subsequent lines won't be executed. Remember, assert means always hard assertion. Assert will not execute all these guys. But if you're using verify, let's see, this second line is the verify line. If any verification code or verify code is getting failed, in that case, it's fine. Verification code will not terminate your program immediately or will not mark your test case, okay, fail. But assertion will terminate your program immediately. So that's the basic difference between assert and verify, right? So it's written, it allows user to allow us to verify a result of an expression of an operation. If the assert fails, then it will abort mean terminate the test execution and continues with the next test case. It means immediately this particular test case will be terminated and it will pick next at the rate test annotation. But verify, it operates the same as the assert does. However, if the verify fails, then it will not terminate or abort the test. Instead, continues with the next step. Okay, if any step is getting failed, it will continue like this. Immediately, it will not be terminated. Remember this thing. Okay, so this is the important note about assert and verify. Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Now, the next question is what are different weights are available? It's a very important interview question, guys. So we have two types of weight. One is the static weight. So I have to write static weight also. All the static weight is not available in Selenium. Static weight means the thread dot sleep I'm talking about. Let's see thread dot sleep for 5 seconds like this. And then we have dynamic weights, implicitly weight, explicitly weight, and the fluent weights. These are different weights are available. And now we will talk about what do you mean by implicitly wait. So implicitly wait is again a wait timeout which applies to a WebDriver instance, and it implies that all actions of this instance will time out only after waiting for a duration specified by the implicitly wait. So implicitly wait, first of all, is a global wait. Automatically, it will be applied on driver. I mean, the moment you write driver.manage, automatically it will be applied for all the elements where this particular driver is going to interact. So driver is going to interact with 50 web elements. So whenever you are going to create a web element with the help of find element, implicitly wait automatically will be applied. It can be customized, no, but it can be overridden. It means that you have given the implicitly wait of 15 seconds over here, like this, right? Let's see, 15 seconds you have given. Tomorrow, if you want to give, let's see, instead of 15, then you simply say 10 seconds. So after this line, whenever you are going to interact with any element, let's see, after first line, you are going to interact with E1, E2, and E3. So for E1, E2, E3 web elements, 15 seconds of implicitly wait will be applied. But for E4, E5, and E6, 10 seconds will be applied. And then you can nullify also. Nullify means you simply say 0. 0 means I don't want any weight now. So whatever the elements are coming, let's see, E7, E8, and E9, for all these elements, implicitly weight is 0 now, right? So it's a global weight. Whenever it is applied, all the upcoming elements, okay, will follow the same implicitly weight. Okay, whenever it's getting overridden, the respective element will be, okay, their weight will be updated according to the new implicitly weight, and it can be nullified also, right? So this is the implicitly weight. Remember, implicitly weight is a global weight always. It is automatically applied for all the elements. Now, what is WebDriver explicitly weight? So WebDriver explicitly weight is a kind of dynamic weight. As such, it's a WebDriver weight. It's not like a keyword is available like or method is available like explicitly weight, just like we have implicitly weight method is available over here. But as such, we don't have any explicitly weight method. Explicitly weight method is applied in the form of WebDriver weight. So WebDriver weight is, I'll show you. The WebDriver weight is like this. You can see WebDriver weight. Okay, so what you need to do, you just need to create the object of WebDriver weight, pass your driver over here, and how many seconds you want. Both are dynamic, implicitly weight, and I'll tell you what do you mean by dynamic. And then say until expected condition is the presence of element by dot id this. Okay, it means the presence of element is available, okay, in the DOM or not. We are going to wait till 15 seconds. After 15 seconds also, if that particular element is not available, then we will give you timeout exception like this. Same thing in implicitly wait also. Let's say you have given 15 seconds. After 15 seconds also this element is not visible, then it will give you Okay, no such element exception, like this, right? But let's see, within 15 seconds it is the element is found. Let's see, after 10 seconds element is found, the 5 seconds will be ignored, okay, will be cancelled out. That's why this wait is dynamic wait and this wait is also dynamic wait. Let's see, after within 2 seconds element got found, so rest of the 13 seconds will totally be ignored, and then you can save time. But the problem with thread.sleep is you have given, let's see, 15 seconds of wait, right? Element is found within 2 seconds, but thread.sleep will pause your script. It's going to wait for 15 seconds only, because this is just a pause. Your script will be stopped immediately for 15 seconds. Now it doesn't matter that your element is found, present or visible or not, that doesn't matter, right guys? So this is the explicitly wait, is also called a WebDriver wait. Okay, the only it can be customized that on the basis of expected condition, the presence of element located, and there are various methods are available. You can check my video on implicitly wait and explicitly wait. The video is I have already written. Check this particular video if you really want to explicitly wait in Selenium. Simple write Naveen. So okay. This is the first video, and second video is this, guys. Why we should not mix implicitly wait and explicitly wait. What do you mean by cumulative wait? And the proper, okay, this is a very important thing. Why? What is the reason behind that? So please don't forget to watch this video. This video is very important. Okay, why we should not mix implicitly wait and explicitly wait together. Okay, first to understand implicitly wait, explicitly wait individually, and then it's a very famous interview question that why we should not mix both the weights together in the framework in the same script. What are the different implications and consequences are there if we merge both the weights together? Okay, perfect. Now, what is the command to enter text? Simple, send keys command. Very simple, very straightforward. How to enter the text in HTML text box without using send keys? Then we have to use JavaScript executor. So this is the code for that. Okay, it's a very simple question. That simple JavaScript executor, and you have to create the. We have to convert our WebDriver. WebDriver means your driver reference. Okay, cast into JavaScript executor, and then create one reference, JS script or JS or whatever. Let's see the JS, and JS dot execute script, and this is document dot get element by ID. Whatever the ID is available, dot value is equal to some text. So some text will be entered over there like this. So the same JavaScript, guys, you have to execute to enter some value. Okay, like this. What is the method to read the JavaScript variable? So this is the math. Okay, this is the method. I'll show you. If you really want to read, so simple. Let's see. Return document dot title. So simple. I'm using document dot title. It will give you the title of the page stored in a particular string, and then you can use it. So driver dot get title also you can use it, and then you simple execute this particular document dot title also you can use it. Okay, so if I show you, let's see, go to inspect and go to console. Let me check it is working over here. Document dot title. See, document dot title, it will give you exceptions in any WebDriver, how to handle it, browser stack. So this is the title, you will get it. This is the same title, you can see it over here. Okay, so document dot title, this is a JavaScript that you have to execute in your code with the help of JS dot execute script method is there, right guys? What is the command to reset or clear? Simple, dot clear method is there. It's a very simple, straightforward answer. What is the command to get the value of a text box in Selenium WebDriver? Yeah, this is an important interview question. That how will you get the text of a specific okay, from a specific value, from a specific text field? So simple, get text method. Simple, you can use it. Let's see, there is a link is there, or there is a span is there, or there is a header is there. Simple, use dot get text method is there. So by.xpath or by.id and dot get text. Simple. What is the command to get the attribute value? Yeah, this is the important one. How will you get the attribute value? So attribute value in Selenium. So simple by dot name. Let's see, whatever the name is there, dot get attribute and whatever the value you want to fetch. Simple. Okay, get the attribute value, simple dot get attribute, and which attribute you want to read. I want to read, let's see, id. I want to read class. So that particular value, simple, you can get it over there. Okay, so the get attribute method is always used to get the value of a specific attribute. Now what do you mean by attribute? Attribute means, I'm talking about this. If you inspect, let's see, this particular guy, so attribute is, okay, not this, let me show you. Let's see, this particular a is there, like a class. So the class is the attribute and logo is the attribute value. So if you write something like this, that by dot class logo dot get attribute and give me the class. So simple, write by dot get attribute, class value will be given. Okay, simple, write by dot get attribute, I mean by dot class get attribute href. So it will give you href property like this. Okay, now what is a command to click on a hyperlink? Simple dot click. You can do it, and with the help of JavaScript also, that also you can do it. What is a command to submit the HTML form? So simple dot submit method is there, and dot click method is also there. You can call dot click method on a specific button to submit the form. Okay, what is a command to press enter inside the HTML text box using Selenium WebDriver? So simple keys dot enter. Okay, inside the HTML, inside the HTML text box is there. So let's see, I'll show you that app.hubspot.com. You go to this particular site. So by default, what will happen? Okay, the control is available over here, right? It's blinking over here. But if you really want to make the control over here like this, okay, blink over here like this, in that case, keys dot enter, and you just need to write by dot id by dot export of the password field dot send keys dot enter. You have to write it. What is the command to delay test execution for 10 seconds? Simple, thread dot sleep for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, like this, right? Now, is it mandatory to prefix the URL with HTTP? Yes. Or HTTPS? Yes, it is mandatory. Otherwise, it will give you exception, invalid URL exception or something like this. But it is not mandatory to pass www dot. So I'll show you. If you are passing, let's see, if you don't pass HTTP over here, so I'll show you. See, if you don't pass HTTP, you pass simple google.com or www.google.com, and then you run it. Chrome should be launched. See, Chrome is getting launched, but it will not enter the URL. Immediately, it will give you the exception, that invalid argument exception. Okay, that's invalid argument. So you have to pass HTTP, guys. Otherwise, it will not work. But if you don't pass www, then what do you think? It will work or not? Okay, then it will work. So www dot is not needed. You can simply pass google.com and you say google.com is running fine properly without any issue, right? So make sure, good practices, always write HTTP with the URL. So this is the same question, HTTP or HTTPS. Yes, it's mandatory. Okay, then quickly, what is the other method which gives the same effect as we get from the WebDriver? Then we have navigate.to method is available, which is also, okay, used to launch the URL. So this method is available. Then what is the principal difference between get and navigate method? Now this is important. So the difference is both are doing the same thing, exactly same thing. Both are used to launch the URL, but navigate method, what exactly it does? Navigate method, it will provide, it maintains the history, it tracks the history of the page, so that now you can perform refresh, back, and forward. So all the navigations you can do that. You can refresh the page, you can do the back and forward simulations also, you can do that. But with driver.get, it does not maintain the, does not track the history of the page. That's the first difference. And the second difference is driver.get method waits until the page finishes the loading. Once the page is fully loaded, then only the next driver action will be performed. But driver.navigate, it does not wait. Okay, the page is loaded or not, doesn't matter. The moment the element is visible, immediately it will try to hit that particular element. Okay, so that's the basic difference. Driver.get always waits for the specific, always wait for the page is loaded completely or not, then only the next action will be performed. But driver.navigate, it does not. Okay, it does not wait for the page to be loaded or not. Right, guys? How can I move back and forward? Simple, dot forward, navigate dot forward, navigate dot back, and navigate.refresh and navigate.to to launch the URL, dot refresh to refresh the page, dot back, coming back, dot forward, coming forward. So these four important methods are available with navigations. Okay. What is a Selenium command to fetch the current page URL? Driver.get current page URL. How will you maximize the browser? Simple driver.manage.window.maximize and driver.manage.window.full screen is also available over there, right? To delete the session cookie, simple delete all the cookies. So driver.manage.delete all the cookies, all the session cookies will be deleted, right? So, okay, and let me check. I'll take one more interview question and then we will close because it will take time. Okay, so now the difference between driver.getWindowHandle and getWindowHandles method, both are used to handle browser-based pop-ups or any new tab is getting opened or any new browser page is getting opened, right? In that case, driver.getWindowHandles, it will return one set reference. Okay, gets the handle of the active web page. Okay, get handles method, but okay, it gets the list of handles of all the pages opened at a time. It will return one set. That get window handle, it will return gets the handle of the active web page. Now, what do you mean by handle? Handle means the window ID, the unique window ID. I'll show you. Uh, Browser window pop-up. See, the method is driver.getWindowHandles method will return what? Set of a string. It will return one set of a string. So what exactly it will do? It will create something like this, guys. Okay, like this. And here, this is the first window ID and this is the second window ID. So first window ID for the parent window and this is for the child window pop-up, right? And then the driver.getWindowHandles, it will return one set. Let's say I create one handles reference over here and this handle reference is pointing to this guy. I mean to this particular object over here, like this. And then we have to use iterator over here. So iterator will point over here. We have to apply handles.iterator. It means iterator is coming over here. This is iterator, which is pointing just above location of the this particular object. And then we have to keep using it.next. So the moment I use it.next, it will capture the first window ID. Again it.next, it will capture the second window ID. So that's why we have to use two times it.next, or you can use a simple while loop also. You can take it. Then get the parent window ID, get the child window ID, and then simple driver.switch to window. You have to use it, right? So this is driver.getWindow handles method is available over here. Now, what is driver.getWindow handle? Only let's see one window is available. The where exactly the focus is available. Let's see, focus is available on the parent window. It will give you the window ID of that particular parent window. Let's say I have switched to the child window now. Then it will give you then you apply driver.getWindow handle once again. Then it will give you the window ID of the child window. Right, guys? So this is the difference between get window handle and window handles over here. So that's all for this particular video, guys. And there are a lot of interview questions over here. We will cover one by one in different upcoming videos. Don't worry about that, right? And please prepare these questions. These questions are very important, easy, but you should know how to give the answers properly. So I'll write this is now part number 3. We will start part number 3 from this question. Okay, like this. So thanks for watching this particular video, guys, and let me know if you have any questions. You can write up your questions in the comment section, and please watch all these videos, whatever I have referred in this particular video on my channel. So it will really help you a lot. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching Naveen Automation Labs.